What's up, guys? It's your boy Vince Ryder, and welcome back to more reviews of Miraculous Ladybug. Look, there's a pack. There's a pack of episodes that I have to do. Okay, I'm behind. But yeah, I mean, I'm mostly like a reading channel. I'm not really much of a Miraculous channel, but I really love the show, okay? I just really, there's all these predictions and theories I have for the show, and I really want to see them come to life. So your boy is here, and I'm gonna do what I do best, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. But yeah, let's continue and review Mr. Pigeon 72. Look, I'm already pretty much this was what Mr. Pigeon. So this was pretty much after Gang of Secrets, which is when, Alia was pretty much revealed that Ladybug is Marinette. So, as the episode starts, like literally right away, Alia and Ladybug are hanging out. I'm not sure what Ladybug is wearing or what she's doing, but yeah, they're hanging out. And I guess Alia is there to, be pretty much assisting Ladybug, which is kind of cool. They're hanging out and they're, being heroes, doing hero things, and I like that, and that's what I want to see. But yeah, this happens to take the place as Alia is pretty much chill around Marinette being Ladybug, I guess. I mean, I guess she's not freaking out over it or fangirling and whatnot, which is cool. That's pretty smart because it shows that Alia is capable of being a hero in that sense, even though it's not a lot. But in that sense, it's kind of like she's really calm and collected and professional of what she's really doing. And I really do like that kind of, outcome right there. So Ladybug is cooking something, I don't know, cooking a pot, stirring it up, and probably a power-up maybe. It could be a power-up, it could be not, but yeah, Ladybug laid traps down as well, as you see a couple of traps here and there, and Alia is there just to basically calm her, as you can see that Ladybug is kind of like has a little bit of stress here and there in the head mostly, and pretty much is trying to get things right, but it all takes time, and thank goodness Alia's there to help her mentally, especially how I believe that Alia is the first to, well, actually it was her and also Master Fu, but Master Fu's not there anymore. Ladybug is running the show, is the new guardian, and we need to have someone else to be there that also knows her as a guardian as well. And it's kind of like knowing like someone that you can trust that knows you personally, but also knows what's your identity and what is your purpose and all that stuff. And we have Alia there, and that really helps. That really helps her mentally, because mentally is something that is important in terms of these heroes, and I do see a little bit here and there about that through the show. Alia then tells Ladybug that Adrien and Kagami are not together. And that's when Marinette loses it. I don't know. As Ladybug then worries about Kagami for some reason, which I'm like, that's nice, but I'm like, wait a minute. Since when were you so nice about Kagami, Ladybug? I don't know. I'm still trying to wonder, like, how that's but I don't know. Pretty much there could be an explanation if I rewatch the other episodes, but yeah, I guess Marinette does care about Kagami. But are they friends though? Because Kagami, like, I don't know if like they really talk much. I haven't seen them actually talk in a while, but I guess this is it. This is it where, Kagami and Ladybug are, I guess, Marinette is chatting up. And I always kind of wonder what happens if Kagami did find out that Marinette is Ladybug. I mean, who else that Ladybug is gonna tell, tell her secrets, who else is gonna know about, the whole Marinette and Ladybug, the same thing that Alia does know. So basically, later on, as Marinette plans to help Kagami, and Marion literally finds Kagami and immediately jumps on her. And I'm just like, okay, I guess they're close. I don't know. Immediately, I get this feeling that Marinette like has this certain excitement where she's not only happy, but this is a certain way that I guess a lot of people uses their excitement. And here I am speaking this mentally that, for example, if I get excited and I get like what I get a PS5 for my for Christmas or whatever, and all of a sudden I know who gave it to me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I gotta give them, like, for example, my parents, and I immediately like help them out, like, oh, I'll wash the car, I'll do all this, thank you so much. So I don't know, maybe it's kind of like that same feeling in terms of what I see through Marinette helping out with Kagami. Like, oh, like Marinette's probably like, oh wow, um Kagami's not with Adrien no more, but I want to help her. But then again, I'm excited. I don't know why I'm excited, but I do, for some reason, want to help her. I feel like I'm doing nice things today. But she doesn't even. So it's kind of like Marinette doesn't really need to do that for Kagami. But here we are. Doesn't want to get back with Adrien, says Kagami. And pretty much Kagami, like that ship already sailed. Like, especially how their relationship didn't work out, the whole like Adrigami thing. Yeah, that ship has sailed, and basically Marinette was like, no, I won't let her. I won't let her actually, let them break up and whatever. And but also another thing that I noticed is that the mother was chill, and she seems chill, and I'm like, okay, I guess the mother's just chilling, and Kagami has to calm her, basically, literally the only way, as Marinette was talking yappy yapping about, like, oh, you have to be fall in love, I can teach you the way, and basically being a wing girl happens to help Kagami, as trying to calm her. But other than that, later on at the pool, I believe there's a photo shoot. Yeah, and Adrien is having a photo shoot. There's this trainer, which I don't know what his name is, some rich guy or whatever, and Mr. Pigeon. Mr. Pigeon, this is Mr. Pigeon's episode, so of course he's there. And the father, which is on an iPad, social distancing away from all that chaos. I see you. But yeah, Adrien is doing a photo shoot, and basically I gotta say Adrien is well, actually, here's the thing. I am very, very curious because what year is it? It's 2021. Okay, it's 2021 as I'm recording this. Obviously there's the date, but it's also like Adrien could have been perfect for like the Olympics, especially swimming wise. Look at that splash. Look how well that Adrien, goes up in the air. That perfect position, all that. It just seems like Adrien is kind of athletic in that ways. And this kind of made me think, will we see a Tokyo 2021 episode special? Will we see an Olympic special? I know that for a fact that the team behind Ladybug didn't really announce that. Even Thomas didn't announce that. But also, are we gonna see one for Paris? Because the Paris Olympics is coming, what, 2024? If this whole Tokyo Olympic thing is coming up. But this is just my predictions for a special that is coming up. And if that happens, will we see Adrien competing for swimming? Competing for diving, I'm sorry, for diving for the Summer Olympics, And I'm also kind of very curious, and this is what I'm also excited for, is to see Adrien's friend, Nino, competing in breakdancing, since breakdancing is going to be in the Paris Olympics. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. I know for a fact that Thomas Astruck, as long as he, doesn't get canceled or whatever is going to happen to him, if he's still around, or anyone else in the Ladybug fandom, if this show still is going on, is that going to happen? I don't know. That's just my kind of theory. But yeah, Adrien's doing a photo shoot for the father, I guess, and doing something, for a commercial, from what I heard later on. And yeah, good old the father being good old Shadow Boss. We all know that's true. As Marinette and Kagami sneaks in, pressuring Kagami to fall in love. Literally, Marinette just won't quit. She just won't stop. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, isn't Kagami stronger than Marinette? Like, I know Kagami is, smart and considerate, that she wouldn't like hurt Marinette if she has to. Oh my god, can you imagine? But yeah, as Marinette with Kagami tries to really get close to Adrien and even sees him, and pretty much the trainer then like this whole scene gets mad because of just how strong Marinette and Kagami like dragging Kagami to actually be seen by Adrien. And Adrien does see them and then messes up and then messes up again and starts to annoy the trainer, which also starts to give Mr. Pigeon a hard time. And also, Adrian's dad is like, what is going on? It's just like this whole scene where it's like, yeah, I can see the situation, but then it goes into a fight. Like you kind of see like the Pigeon, like even though he wasn't fighting, he was kind of like fighting, somewhat fighting or talking back to the trainer, and the trainer blaming him like, oh, you could have done better, and pretty much the trainer was kind of aggressive. I gotta be honest, and I was thinking to myself like, okay, this has to be freaking Shadow Mott's plan, the father's plan to actually have this happen, and it did successfully, and that's when the akumatization was now on basically a local point for Mr. Pigeon. Like it was already coming down, especially the scene where Marinette Adrien comes close, and I'm like, can you see they're busy? You couldn't have done this in another time, Marinette. You really couldn't have done this another time. You were like, oh, they should be together and stuff like that and stuff. You could have done it another time, okay? Like during school probably or after the commercial. But here in this timing, we see that Marinette pushes Kagami lets go, and then pushes Adrien down the pool, and as they, I guess, fall for literally falling for each other, falling from the dive board. Yeah, it was just like this funny scene, but also reckless. Like the Pigeon up on down below got knocked out and pretty much was on water, and then you have Mr. Pigeon trying to save Edgar, the Pigeon. And then, the Pigeon survives, of course, but then this whole fight scene happens, and I can see how Mr. Pigeon was not having it with the trainer, and the trainer is, I gotta be honest, he's a douche. Okay, but yeah, it seems that Marinette and like seriously, I feel like this is all sort of Marinette's fault. We gotta be honest here. We gotta see it the way it is. Marinette, you out here really forcing Kagami. Kagami doesn't want this, and then you ruin the commercial, and it ruins Adrian's ways of actually making the perfect commercial. Ruins Mr. Pigeon, and I'm thinking if Mr. Pigeon was doing this successfully, he would talk to the mayor, and he would talk to the mayor about pigeons living happily. So there was a lot of risk for this for Mr. Pigeon, and all that just comes tumbling down, and the akumatization happens because Shadow Mod, of course, and yeah, this is all basically coming into full speed as he got akumatized once again, and pretty much as I'm seeing this is a different Pigeon, not look wise. He still looks the same kind of, but Mr. Pigeon, this is kind of like an advanced version of him because everything turns to pigeons. And from what I've seen of the other reactions during Mr. Pigeon's power, other people that were reacting to it was like, wait, he didn't have that before. And I'm thinking to myself like, what? He didn't have that before? Are you sure? I'm like, I don't remember the last powers of Mr. Pigeon. All I do kind of remember is that he was floating on his feet with the pigeons underneath him, and does some kind of moves in here and there. I probably forgot, but yeah, turning others to pigeons, turn to Kagami to a pigeon, turn to Adrien to a pigeon. Like at this point, Ladybug has to own up to like something that to save them, and of course she did, and salute to that. But this is coming all down to actually what Ladybug's trying to save them. It comes to pretty much brainstorming the plan, and even has Plague back there eating a batch of cheese. But this is also comes to a point where I was kind of like worried, like, how are they gonna do this? I can actually see a creative way of doing it, but also this doesn't seem like an easy task. And that seems like any other kind of episode nowadays for Miraculous Ladybug for season 4, actually, how most of the task is more difficult than any other right now, than the last. And I start to notice that. So as it goes on, and pretty much Mr. Grass seeks no interest but to turn into Shadow Mod. Mr. Pigeon gets a Kumitas, Mr. Pigeon gets a transformation sequence. I mean, that was cool. I don't remember Mr. Pigeon's ability last time, but yeah. And Ladybug then gets help from Alia, because Alia is the best brains for this, because you do need help. You can't be always Ladybug by yourself. You can't do everything by yourself. So we gotta have the homegirl Alia come in and swoop them and like, yep, I'm here, sister. I got you. As she knows the code, but gets her miraculous. Rena of course, turning to Reine Rouge and uses Mirage. The way she says it in French was the coolest thing. Mirage. You know, it's like, oh, to distract the pigeon. She does a good job portraying to be a cat ladybug. Literally does it so well from heart. Even Ladybug was like, huh, does it better than me, I guess. And the scene that where they were about to give up is also something that a bunch of random people, like, okay, so there's this scene, literally, as they were caught red-handed, of the mirage of what Reine Rouge's creation of Ladybug and Cat Noir. As they take off the rings, literally, you can see them, and they were like these random kids. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, you have to be, but then again, no one knows what they really look like. The bodies are different, the height is different, the skin tone is different. You really think that, freaking Shadow Mod will fall for it. He did. And Pigeon did, of course. I'm just looking around. If I was the enemy, I'll be like, okay, guys, that's not them. But, I'm a good guy. I'm an angel. Hallelujah. But yeah, that just happens to literally so many funny reactions went from that. It's so amazing. But yeah, throws the Miraculous in the water as the pigeons couldn't go into the water. Mr. Pigeon tries to grab it, but then Plaque came out of nowhere. I was wondering why he was teleporting here and there, but it makes sense because a lot of these battles nowadays, no, not nowadays, battles now are more advanced because you got to really think outside the box. You got to really think and really using one of the Kwamis to actually help you, and especially not only you being the hero and also not only that, having someone else in behind the line actually really helping you, which is Alia. That takes a little bit, more brainstorming than ever. These exam kind of battles is coming down very technical, I gotta say. And yeah, Plague comes into the rescue. Then Reine Rouge appears, probably as a mirage, but as everything was over and, all things were done and, things were almost back to normal. Already back to normal because, using the luck charm. And then Mr. Pigeon basically comes back to normal and, all of Shadow Monster's plan is ruined as usual. But Rena brings a script. And this is the beginning where now could be an advancement. The beginning of Ladybug 2.0 has a new suit, has a new power. I'm talking about like new this, new that 2.0, full on upgrade, and all thanks to Alia. We gotta give it, the real hero is Alia. I feel like the real hero are these new heroes coming in. No spoilers, but Pagella with Guilt Trip, like she was the hero. Now this one, Alia, she was the hero. We're starting to see some new heroes coming in, not just Ladybug and Cat Noir, even though those are like the main heroes. But I feel like we gotta give them, your flowers. We gotta give your props, okay? And we gotta give all your props as well. So I'm basically saying that she is just the true hero of this, okay? So, you gotta give big ups to Reine Rouge, the way how it's supposed to be and how it's done, especially giving the script. Like out of nowhere, she did her homework already? You're telling me that Reine Rouge did her research before, literally brings the script, like, hey, just to let you know, Ladybug, I just found out that you have ultimate power. No limits. And I'm just tripping like, oh my god. Looks like Ladybug didn't know that. Master Fu didn't know that. Alia is just the perfect. Like, my goodness. It has to be the best decision to actually tell her, to reveal to Alia that, you're Ladybug. Like, you gotta understand the prices that comes with that, okay? I'm all about that gratefulness. Sometimes I just freak out over that. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, Mr. Pigeon has now a lucky charm. So this is a new power that basically... I basically call it a superpower, a new superpower. It's just a new ability basically, or something like that, whatever you may call it. I tend to call it a superpower because it's a freaking lifesaver. That's what it is. And then Mr. Pigeon is received by this lucky charm, and it will help him actually not get akumatized. So I was already introduced to this, but yeah, this is the beginning of it, and this actually really helps Ladybug a lot. So later on, as we begin, and there's some other stuff that I really want to share. Later on, Kagami exposes Marinette. That's what I said. Because Kagami literally was smart enough to know that, okay, Marinette, I can see why you want me here. And I can see why you want me here just to have an excuse to see Adrien. I'm like, get her. Yeah, take that, Marinette. But yeah, Kagami already knows because of the stuttering and here and there. But yeah, who's surprised? I mean, saying that, Mary is for Adrian's self. Like, come on, Kagami knows that they're just perfect for each other. So, yeah, and we also got introduced to this Adrian moment, or should I say, Umbrella 2.0. This is literally a reference from episode 1, season 1, Origins. This is a reference. And this is all coming back, like it's coming back full opposites and here and there. Like, literally, at first, it was like, Marinette being nervous. But now we got Adrien being clumsy. Oh, how this scene definitely kind of plays that from Origins, how it's a reference and how it's really confirmed that, Adrianette is now back, and pretty much it always has been here and there, of course, but yeah, it's here, it's officially here, and that really shows it because the storyboard and the people, they do remember, and that's why I like the storyboard, team behind this, is that they remember, they know exactly from the other episodes itself that they use this reference from Origin. So that's what's pretty cool. I mean, I really like this episode overall. It was amazing. There was some new stuff. There was stuff that I was expecting that would happen that would really bring hopes to my predictions of the show. But other than that, hope you guys enjoy as well. I'll see you guys next time. It's your boy. And yeah, more Miraculous reviews because there's probably a bachelor and also other reviews and here and there and all that stuff, you know. But I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, be safe and one love. Peace.